Hello everybody and welcome to Wallaby Racing Tier 2. We are here in Bahrain as we start to load in. As we load in here into the qualifying, I will tell you the championship order. Actually, may as well. Where is it? So, after the back-to-back, it is Yuki Bear P1 with 338 points and Shifty Wizard not far behind with 319. So, those two are the main ones to be looking out for, because don't think Carl will be able to catch up. Think technically maybe he's still in it for P2, but for the actual championship, I don't think he can win. And for the constructors, Aston Martin leads with Ferrari P2, Mercedes P3, RB P4, Williams P5, Haas P6, McLaren P7, Alpine P8, Red Bull P9, and Kick a while back in P10. I'll just get this stream up. Oh, there we go. There you go. As you see, people coming out of the pits now. So it'll be Ferrari first across the line, it seems. Let's see what Hoof and Hoof can do. Is that Maxi boy or Carl? No, it's Carl. So there might be a little bit of a tow happening here as Oof just lets the Aston Limitless go through. So he'll be the first now to start a lap. Well, as he kicks in the hot lap, let's see what he can hit now. So, Limitless Draco. Pretty sure he was reserving for Red Bull in the back-to-back and actually won Baku. Don't remember if I'm right, but I'm pretty sure he did. So you see a 28.3 for Sector 1. Reserving for Aston Martin this week. So, and like I said, they're leading the constructors, so hopefully something can happen with that. I think that's Carl Finese getting a massive toe off of Oof and Hoof there. But we will see what if he can go faster or anything like that. So it happens. This is actually looking like a decent lap here, to be honest. Sector 2 looked pretty strong, but see what he can hit. Gonna burn up to the line. It looks like it's gonna be in the 27s. A 127.8, and Carl Finisa goes with a 127.2, oof, a 28.3. So that slipstream might have paid off there, because he's gone 6/10 faster than Limitless Drake on P2. Now, the next... So Camillo is starting, and I think that's the other Visa starting a lap, and nope, he's finishing a lap with a 37.4, so he's doing another one now, definitely, because I think he just went for 2 warm-up laps, maybe. I think. It's all about Poms, and Magic, it's a 28.9, and Poms goes a 28.7 there for P5. But we'll have a look at Maxi Boy, and we'll see what he can hit, because he is now on his first run, technically second, but I'll count it as first. Formula Fish goes out of his teammate with a 28.4 for his first lap. Yeah, like I said, I'll count this as his actual first lap, because I'm pretty sure he's just done 2 warm-up laps, because didn't seem like a 37 is a good banker time. But we'll see what happens now. I did miss that. Squash Josh goes into P4 with a 28.0. As we see Haas about to cross the line. I think that could be Camillo. We'll actually watch him cross the line. And no, it is his teammate of Coda starting a lap. Camillo, though, is about to finish a lap. We'll see what he can hit, and then we'll go back to Maxi. So he now will open the DRS out of deployment, but he can hit a 28.0, goes into P5 at a hoof and hoof. We'll go back to Maxi now. As we see a lot of traffic here. Is anyone on a lap here, or... No, I don't think he's on a lap. Maxi now sets a 27.6 and goes into P3 now. Still 4/10. Whiff is in P2 now with a 27.5. Did miss that. That's an Alpine. Poms, I think, maybe just pitting. Coda on a lap, I think. Salt for my chips also on a lap. I don't know. And I think that's Oz on an out lap, about to start one. So I think Salt for my chips he's gone fastest in the middle sector, so I think he's about to finish a lap. As he's pushing hard here, barely any battery left, so we'll see what happens. Currently it's a Visa Cash App 1-3. They're doing very strong here. As now Salt for my chips goes out of his teammate with a 28.0 as well. As I was saying, Maxi Boy is a Tier 3 driver and he's reserving for Tier 2, so very strong showing here in Bahrain, who may not have had the best Tier 3 race. I think he finished P8, but looking to maybe avenge himself in Tier 2 tonight. So now I think Bolts is on an outlap. See the Haas there. P1 Camillo, he is starting a lap, I think. Nope, he's on low fuel mode. So he's going to be pitting, and I think that is either Maxi about to pit. Yep, Maxi's going to pit now. As we see Oz on his flying lap, his first banker lap here. As he hits the first DRS zone. Powers down to turn 4. Trying to get a strong sector 1 here. Carl comes out of the pits for his outlap, so second lap's starting to come in. He goes purple in the first sector. But we'll see what he can do in the middle sector. We saw very tight in the middle sector. So... But from 3rd to about 7th is very, very close right now. He goes down to 5th gear there. Into turn 11, now turn 12 and 13. Does he go purple middle sector? He does go purple middle sector, according to this. Yuki Bear's on his first flying lap. He's going to run into some traffic soon, I think. I did read it as purple, but I think this is his first lap. It shows purple, so it's going to be a 128.5, and it'll put him P11. Now, we see Yuki Bear is coming on into the middle sector right now. People have to get out of his way because he's on a lap. Yuki Bear, the championship leader. Hopefully he can get a strong lap in here, maybe go provisional pole. He is a very, very quick tier 2 driver, so he needs something here, but his championship rival also on a lap just in turn 10, getting a slipstream off his teammate, so maybe he'll get beaten. But we will see what happens here as he heads into the final corner now, shifting down to 4th gear, and then burning the rest of his battery up to the line. What will he be able to hit? It's going to be a 27.6, it's just going to put him P5, very, very close to Boltsaru there, and Maxi Boyce, all in the 26s. In the 27.6s, sorry. But anyway, we have a look at, nope, he's already finished his, no he hasn't, Shifty. He's about to finish his lap. He's getting a massive slipstream off of his teammate there in P6. His reserve teammate, sorry. But he's going to get a massive slipstream. So this is going to be a 27.4. He's going to go P2. But crucially had a Yuki Bear here who he needs to beat this weekend to be able to take the lead of the championship. Now we see, I think that's going to be Whiff starting his lap. Yep. And then there's going to be an Oz who's on his lap. Or his in lap, maybe. I think he's on his in lap now. Nope, he's starting another lap. So I think that's a Red Bull or a Maxi maybe coming into the final corner to start his lap. Yep. No? Yes, he is starting his lap. Haas currently sitting P10 and P16, but he hasn't. The Coda hasn't done a lap yet, so we'll see what he can hit, Jarobot. Everyone going for their second run now. Josh is on a lap. We'll see what he can improve to. With new tyres, he improves to P8. I think that's Yuki Bear pitting now behind him. Yep. Continue on with Maxi here, who's into the middle sector now. Coming towards a very, very tricky corner here. Turn 10 of Bahrain. Downhill braking zone. That also changes with its camber, very tricky to not lock up, but looks like he's done very, very good there. But we'll see what he can hit, looking very close to the white line. That almost might have been a invalidation, but somehow he is still going strong, so. But he's gone 3/10 with a 105.7. I think that's purple middle sector. This might put him P1. This might put him provisional pole here in tier 2. P2 in the Tier 3 Championship. Trying to get redemption on his Tier 3 result. Can he put a provisional pole? He can go provisional pole with a 127.234. It's currently a Visa 1-2 here. With Carl Finisa not far behind, only a few hundredths behind. Oz Koda goes P15 there with a 28.3 for the Haas team. And then I think that's Salt for my chips. Is he boxing? Nope, he's in the middle sector. His teammate, though, starting a lap or finishing a lap? No, he's pitting. He's invalidated. Salt for my chips, though. Think he's gone faster than Maxi, I'm pretty sure, in the middle sector. So he might improve by a lot here. Very strong middle sector. He'll improve by a lot. He's currently in 28, so he'll need about 8/10 improvement to go provisional pole, but we'll see what he can do. He has ran out of battery, so that's going to cost him a lot of time. It's going to be a 27.7. It's going to be 27.7, so he's going to go ahead of his teammate there. But look at these margins between everybody. I mean, a 10th will split from P9 down to P5. 1/10 will split them. Very, very close. So Maxi on his in lap now. But he's got a Red Bull behind him of Magic about to start a lap. Formula Fish pits. But yeah, Magic is going to start a lap now. He's going to get maybe a slight toe onto his second run. Maxi will pit though. Yep. Maxi pulls into the pits. Magic with a 28.2 here. So looking for something to get higher than P13. Hopefully higher than his teammate. Looks like a slight lock-up there, maybe. Very squirmish on the exit there as well. Struggling with rear traction, it seems, now. Magic shot the iRacing driver, as I would like to call him nowadays. Doesn't practice a lot of F124. I mean, that is fair with this game, but anyway, we'll see him now in Sector 1. I think he's down in his time. Yep, he's actually put it in none, didn't even realise. So I think he's going to go again, and that is salt for my chips, I think, finishing another lap here. His final lap, maybe, or his second lap. Nope, he's going to pit as well. So will Magic pit, or will he just go straight again and then have a one and done lap here? I think the best option would be pit, go out again with new tyres if he has any, but we'll see what he does here. If anyone has any predictions, put them in the chat below, and we'll see how it turns out. People will probably start piling out of the pits around now. Anyway, to start their final lap. So we'll see what happens if Magic does go for another lap. Looks like he's going to come into the pit lane, so like I said, best option here is I think pit and just then go straight out. Pom's on his out lap, he'll be the first across the line. Yuki Bear now pulling out of the pits. That's not Yuki Bear, that is Oofenhoof, sorry, pulling out of the pits. He'll be the second across the line. But we'll ride on here with Poms, who will be the first one across the line for his final run of the day. He is 6/10 to pole position, who is currently to Maxi Boy, with a very strong showing here in qualifying in Tier 2 tonight. Everyone piling out of the pits now. Pom's very, very ahead of everybody else. He does not want to be near them. He just wants to complete his lap and get it done. And I guess he's not looking for a slipstream, anything like that, so we'll see what he can do. We'll watch him first. As he heads towards to the final corner now. Gonna start his lap, kicks it into a hot lap. We'll see what he can do though. Burning a lot of battery before the line, trying to get that straight line speed. As the wings around here are usually 50-50 wings. Or in that high 40 to 50 range, because very high downforce track, even though there are some big DRS straights, as he's on right now. But who knows? Magic behind him, I think that's Magic on an outlap, who's invalidated his outlap. What a goat. Anyway, we'll see what he can do in Sector 1. He's down on his time, sorry, so he might be on old tyres, or he's just had a bad Sector 1. We'll see what happens though. Massive DRS train though, up here with Yuki Bear. Look at this. What a DRS train. Hold on a second. Look at that. Yuki Bear, championship leader, getting a massive helping here of bolts in the McLaren. Look at this. Wow, and we got the two Astons. The Miller Straco behind him, who I don't think he'll be getting a massive slipstream, but his teammate Shifty Whizzer will get. Look at this slipstream though. Where will Poms improve to? He's down in his time, it looks like. Up to the line though, he goes 28.2. So he stays in P10. Oof not far behind him. Will he be able to improve his time? This doesn't seem bad. I think he'll get maybe P9 with this lap. We'll see what happens. Into the 27s, he'll go to a 27.6. He'll get just behind his teammate, P7 now. Let's take the ride back on board with Yuki Bear. What can he hit? Getting a massive helping here from the McLaren. He's getting a massive helping from one of the Kick Saubers. Who's getting a massive helping from one of the Mercedes. Carl Finisa can't improve. Whiff improves though. Coda can't improve. Salt for my chips does improve. But we'll see what happens here with Yuki Bear. Will he improve? Bolts goes P1, Yuki goes P2. Limitless actually beats that again. Everyone here with a 27-0 for like P1 to P3. Very, very quick lap times now with a massive DRS train. Wow. Yep, it is Bolts in the McLaren going P1 here with Limitless Draco only 0.003 of a second in P2 with the DRS train. He was at the back end of it too, so for the reserve driver, I hope Aston will be happy with that. Yuki Bear goes P3, so that'll be good. It is Maxi Boy in P4 who didn't improve in his time. Carl right behind him, though, Whiff behind him in P6, then Squash in P7, Shifty P8, Salt for my chips in P9, Coda P10, Oof improved to P11, Poms P12, Camillo P13, Fish P14, Oz P15, and Magic Shot unable to improve on his time there in P16. So, Magic not having a great qualifying year for Bahrain, very difficult track on this new game, or the newest game, I guess, technically right now. Not the best one that's come out, but okay, so I think we'll see a lot of people here on the hard tyres or the soft tyres. The yellow-walled medium tyres, or I think it is the C3 tyre compound, or C4 maybe, is just not as good. I mean, worse than the softs. It's just not as quick and lasts like less time, I'm pretty sure from what I heard, so like, you'll want to do around 20 laps on those hard tyres before going to the softs. And vice versa, 9-10 laps on the softs, and then 19 laps on those hards. But we'll see what people choose here. If I was at the front, I would just copy the people ahead of me. That's what I did, because you don't really want to go an alternate strategy and not work out with the quicker drivers. But I think the front few will start on the hards. Maybe Carl down to P1 there will start on the hards. But that top 5, and then anyone behind them might start on the softs, but we'll see here. 5 red lights. Lights out, and away we go in Tier 2 here. Bolts gets a great start there. Ahead of Limitless Draco, we see Whiff trying to go down the inside. Maxi falling. His starts haven't been the best, but we see Draco in ahead of Yuki Bear for a moment there, but that's a slot back behind him again. Carl staying in P4, but Maxi dropping down to P10, and Carl trying to actually make a move here, looking a move on Limitless, but he can't do it. But it's actually his teammate Shifty making a move on one of the kick Saubers, Kenny. No, but P1 Camillo is trying to make a move on another kick Sauber just behind him. Oh, there's slight contact, and it looks like he's now been backed up into his teammate. He's off the track, and he's going to try and go down the inside. Oh, was there contact? No, but we see Oof and Hoof down in P11 still. Can he make a move here on one of the Haas drivers? They're going side by side in turn 10. He's going to pull an Alonso. His teammate pulls an Alonso on him, and now Camillo's getting overtaken by the Oof. No, he cannot. Wow, what a start here. As Bolt still leads us from lap 1, Yuki getting back ahead of Limitless into P2. Carl stays in P4, but Maxi down into P12. He's had a poor start. He was P3 on the P4 on the grid, and now he is P12 here, struggling on these hard tires. Let's have a look at the tires actually. So wow, a lot more people on the softs. The top 11 on the soft tires here, Poms on the mediums, and then Maxi, Formula Fish, Magic Shot, and Oz on the hard tires. Not the selection I was expecting. I was expecting a lot more hard tires, but guess more people want to be quick here to defend, as Bolts now still keeps the lead, but DRS has been enabled, so Yuki Bear might be able to make a move now. He's got the DRS, but it doesn't look like, but it looks like Carl's going to go down the inside here and get ahead of Limitless Draco. Can he keep it though? Draco's going to try and fight back, but he can't do anything. Can't fight back. Maxi now falls down behind Poms as well. Here we see, and we'll head down into turn 10 now, where there's another DRS straight that you can overtake on. The rear wing opening for everyone down to P12. Can't make a move. Doesn't look like anybody is going to make a move down here. We'll stick with the lead pack for now. as there is a massive gap between Poms and Uffenhof there. 2.2 seconds now. 2 little trains by lap 2. But Bolt's now charging up the battery, trying to get enough to try and defend because he's going to get swallowed on this straight here. Trying to avoid the bumps on the right side of the road. We'll see Yuki Bear right behind him. Is he going to go for a move? Yuki Bear takes the lead of the Grand Prix, and we'll see Carl try to follow him too. He's going to go around the outside. It looks like there's slight contact. Is there room? He's going to try and go for it. No, he can't. Whiff now, trying to make a move. It looked like on Limitless, but he couldn't do it. He's now dropped back a bit, but Bolt's now able to fight back against Yuki Bear. Can he do it? No, he can't make a move on that occasion. So he'll wait now another lap. Can he go down? There's sometimes a move down here. No, he can't. Doesn't look like anyone's trying to go for a move. Down in that corner. Turn 6 or turn 7, I think that is. Turn 10 now. Another DRS zone. 4 Bolts and everyone behind him to try and overtake Yuki Bear. Or just trying to make a move in general. Do we see anyone pull out to try and make a move? Carl looking, wobbling his front wing to see if there's a gap, but it doesn't look like there is. But that's Yuki Bear off the road in the first position, so he has had a little squirm maybe out of the corner. I don't even know what number, but I think it's turn 13 or turn 14, but now Bolt's now got the DRS, and now Yuki Bear's going to have to try and defend. He's got a lot more battery, but he doesn't have the DRS, so Bolt's is now going to pull to the right onto the racing line ahead of him, and then Limitless is going to try and overtake Carl, but he can't do it, so Carl now side by side with Yuki Bear in P3 trying to get that P2. But now here's another DRS helping here for Yuki Bear to try and re-overtake Bolts. He has 80% battery here, and the DRS, can he do it? A lot more battery than Bolts, but he can't do it on that occasion. Just going to stick behind for now, as we see Sulfur My Chips and Camillo fighting behind. Camillo gets ahead of Sulfur My Chips. Maxi still in P13, 4 seconds from Poms to Uffenhof now, as we see Camillo off the track, Coda off the track, sorry. Rejoins out of his teammate. Another DRS now. Once again on lap 4 here for Yuki Bear. Will we see a move this time around? Maybe not, but we'll see. The DRS, the rear wing, is going to open. As we see one of the Hasses looking for a move back there. But no, doesn't look like anyone's going to try to make a move here. As there is one massive DRS straight again coming up soon. After these few final corners now. Yuki Bear up the back of Boltsaru's gearbox now. Charging the battery with the slipstream he's gotten. Looks like Bolt's just hit a bump there on the road. Maybe the exit of the curbing. Look how close Yuki Bear is to Boltsaru now in the McLaren, who has 50% battery, so looks like Yuki Bear has 40% more battery, but he also has DRS crucially, so we'll see what he'll be able to do now. Just going to stick it in hot lap because looks like Bolts won't even try to defend that much. He's going to move to the inside to try and defend. He's going to go side by side. Looks like there's slight contact at the apex, but Yuki gets ahead. And now Carl Feniza actually has a go and gets ahead into P2 of Bolts. So trying to fight back and defend did not seem to work there for Boltsaru. But Carl Feniza, can he go down the inside? No, he can't. We see Limitless Draco. No, Shifty Wizard, sorry. Down the inside of Squash Josh. Can he make the move? They're side by side heading into this right-left chicane. There's slight contact, but they're still side by side here, and there's massive contact from Shifty and Josh, and Josh goes off the track completely and lose like 4 or 5 positions there, down to P11, and he's lost DRS from Uffenhof. Will he be able to regain that? Doesn't look like it. So Shifty Wizard and Squash Josh going side by side into the left-right chicane and not working out, but Shifty doesn't even have DRS. There is now a second gap between Shifty and Whiff. So now there's 2 little trains. He hasn't got enough battery to even push back into the DRS train, does he now? The championship protagonist, P2 in the championship, trying to chase down Yuki Bear, has now had contact with a Kick Sauber. So he's lost DRS, but Yuki Bear does lead onto the straight with Carl Feniza behind him. Can anything happen here? I'm guessing we'll see Carl Finese go for a move here. It is usual. Pulls out to the racing line. We see Bolts and all them following it. He's going to move to the inside, but Carl Finese is fully ahead by the apex, and there's no other moves. But we see Soul for My Chips getting ahead of Shifty and P1 Camillo, but there is contact, and Camillo gets right back ahead of him now in the Haas. But they both do get DRS. So now Shifty is going to pull out and try and go down the inside of Salt, but he can't do it. Yuki Bear is still in P2 now after Carl Finese got ahead of him. No move happening there again into the turn 4. Will Yuki Bear look how close he is? He's riding the gearbox. Will he make a move here? He's going to switch to none. Not going to make a move. He's going to wait for that DRS. He's going to be smart about it. At this stage of the race, there is still 23 laps to go here. There is no need to do anything dangerous. Don't want to burn out your soft tyres, because ideally you want to make them to lap 10. So you can only have to do 19 laps on those hard tyres. The hard tyres do last long around here, but fighting like this will burn out the tyres a lot more than it would for me in Tier 3. As these guys are a bit faster than us drivers, but he is going to move to the inside now. Yuki Bear's going to go on the inside and get fully ahead before the apex. There's going to be no contact made there. But it is going to give Carl Finese a DRS once again. Will he be able to fight back? Poms gets ahead of Maxi once again. Maxi falling down to P12 after a shocking start saw him fall 12 or 11 places there. Something like that. Almost 10 places I think it was. Sub P4. Yeah, 9 places actually. Unlucky for the Tier 3 reserve, but Yuki Bear stocked up with all the battery that he could ever want. 100%. Coming into the DRS straight. So he doesn't need to worry about Carl this lap, it doesn't seem, but we do see Shifty and Salt in the background going side by side there, as Shifty is going to try to go down the inside of the other kick tower. Can't make the move though. Oof, not far behind him. Ready to pounce at any moment, any contact made. Oof will be there to pick up the scraps, it seems, but there is a 6-second gap now between Poms and Oof and Hoof, so the medium tyres just being absolutely useless here in this race. Overheating, probably, and burning out quickly, it seems. But onto the straight to start lap 7. Carl with the DRS, as we see Salt for My Chips will pit for the hard tyres, I'm guessing. But Carl will get ahead. Can Yuki fight back? No. He's going to wait for the DRS once again. But will he make a move this time? So Salt will go down to P16, last place. And he'll pit for the hard tyres, I'd say. So he's going for a little bit of an undercut here, as we see people will pit around next lap, or the lap after. I said you want to aim for around lap 10 here if you're starting on those soft tyres. Or if your Pom's starting on the medium tyres, the only one out of these 16 drivers. So one little train here from P7 down to P1, as Shifty is trying his hardest to hold on, and he's reconnected that train, so now down from P9 to P1. Was that maybe Carl having a little squirm on the apex there, it seemed? Didn't catch that one properly, but we'll see what happens here on this DRS straight. A lot of people like to make a few moves at the back end of the train, but doesn't look like anything is going to happen here. Shifty is not going to have any kick-sauber troubles anymore into that corner, it seems. So they're both behind him now. Yuki, though, looking like he's getting a better exit. Got the bad camera. But look how close he is now to Carl. Carl just can't really run away, and way less battery, so should just once again be an easy picking. But Yuki Bear's going to pull into the pits. So he's going to trigger an undercut, and it seems like Coda's going to do the exact same thing. Yuki Bear not happy with those soft tyres burning out on him, and ultimately he's going to pull the trigger and go for the undercut now. So he's going to pit for the hard tyres, and I'm guessing Coda will as well. But now the question is, does Salt for My Chips get an undercut on him? He wasn't ahead before, but he might be able to get closer now, as he'll have warmer and like 1 lap old harder tyres. He'll come out just about behind them into turn 1. He'll be about 3 seconds, I'd say, Dakota there. 1.2 Dakota. 1.3 Dakota, who's only 1 second off Yuki Bear. Yuki Bear leading this undercut now, 10 seconds behind. How far behind is he from the leader, though? Oh, that one. No. That one. So he is only 23 seconds. He's got to make up 3 seconds this lap if he wants to trigger the undercut on Carl. If Carl pits this lap, that is the question. Will Carl even actually pit this lap? We'll see what happens here, though. As he isn't far. Jump back to the lead, see if Carl Finisa does do the pit stop to cover off the undercut, because as it stands, I don't think he'll be undercut. I think maybe Oof will come in this lap, seeing his teammate come in. Yep, Carl will come in, and so will the McLaren Mercedes. Oh, is that Camillo breaking his M plate? No, that's a McLaren M plate. So Bolts has now got damage coming into the pit lane. So Maxi Boy has left the session now. We will try and get him back in, but the question is, so he hasn't pitted, but will Yuki Bear trigger the undercut and actually make it work? It's going to be very, very close here on exit. He will, though, get the undercut, I think, or be right there with Carl. So his tyres will only be like 2% worse. He's side by side with the broken McLaren. So he really slammed hard into the car ahead. That McLaren, as you can see, not just his end plate, but Carl now trying to warm up those hard tyres because he's got people behind. Now ready to pounce on him. But we'll get Maxi Boy back in. There we go. Send him an invite. But now he is getting caught up by his teammate very, very quickly here. So the AI not doing too well here for Maxi. Limitless Draco now leads. Oof, now P16 after all those pit stops. But I think we'll see the top 7 pit for the hard tyres here now. Unless Maxi is AI. Limitless Draco does pit now. He had to stay out because he didn't want to double stack before. So he'll pit. Poms is going to stay out another lap. Magic is going to stay out. I mean, there's no reason for them not to, as they do have DRS, but the medium tyres will be slower, I guess. So now Poms will be P1, but provisionally it'll be Limitless Draco, actually. Nope, it will be Carl Finisa. As Draco comes out of the pits just ahead of Yuki. They're fighting hard though, and ultimately Yuki just has better warmth and temperature in those tyres, and he steals the DRS off of him as well. So will we see the Mercedes go for a move down the inside? No. Nothing can happen there. But Maxi is now ghosted as well, so did he go off the track? His wing looks fine. Maybe just his AI. Bolts has to pit again to fix his wing, so he went P1 in qualifying and got... Yeah, he got P1 in qualifying and has now broken his wing. I'd say that's like red wing or something he got, because he's now 27 seconds behind P15. His race over just like that for a simple pit stop mistake, it seems. Magic, though, will now lead them on the hard tyres. Magic started on the hard tyres. That's why he hasn't pit. That's why these guys aren't pitting. That is right. I forgot about that. So now they will have to try and pull their way, because they'll be on the softs at the end, the quicker tyre, but they'll also be losing 20 seconds to the soft pack. So we'll see now. Poms is going to dive into the pits, and everyone behind him... Nope, there's a massive crash between Formula Fish and Oz, no? No, Formula Fish is sideways on the straightaway, though. As you see, one of the kicks out is pitting. It's Squash Josh. So he's now going to be fighting with Yuki Bear. That was insane. So it looked like someone had tried to bait a pit stop there, and Formula Fish just got caught up getting, well, caught by the bait and he's just snapped, it seems. So I wonder what happened there, and everyone's squirming 3 wide, 2 wide now. Shifty trying to go down the inside. Nope, he's now being overtaken by Soul for My Chips. I have absolutely no clue what happened there, but there is a yellow flag, and I think it's Poms, who has spun out of the pits. Yep, he's now got Swash Josh ahead of him. What happened there? Like I said, I think someone had tried to bait the pit stop, maybe. Goffy. Someone might have tried to bait the pit stop, and I think he just got caught out by it. But, I mean, if you look at his wing, it looks completely fine to me. So now Magic Shot will lead, with Oz just 9/10 behind him, who is 5 seconds ahead of Carl. So, starting on the hard tyres maybe wasn't the choice, because now they're going to lose 15 seconds as it stands. Maxi Boy falling down because of his AI now. I'll send him another invite and see if we can get him in here. But I think he's having some internet issues. But his AI is now going to pit. He's on the hard tyres though. So his AI is going to force him to do a 2-stop onto the mediums, it seems, as he's joined back, just to see his car pitting for the tyres that nobody wants to touch. Nope, he's going to softs. So now he's going to have to go softs. Oh, that is not ideal for Maxi. He got a bad start, and then he's just gotten even worse now. That his AI is pit for tyres that he doesn't want to be on at this point. He wanted to go to lap 20 on those hards, but AI had other ideas. But Carl is catching Oz like 1 second a lap now. That is insane pace compared to these two. But Magic still leads by like 1.1 seconds. Wow, that was some insane shenanigans there in the pits. But Maxi's left again. So I'll just send him another invite. May as well. He is having a poor race. Did say about some internet issues to me earlier, so it seems that he is not having the race that he wants to. His AI pit for softs as he joined back. Well, couldn't have had worse timing though. Oh well, Magic will lead us to lap 14 now. That was mad. Never seen anything like that. Limitless Draco gets ahead of Yuki Bear, who doesn't have DRS. Coda's going to go down the inside of Yuki Bear now. Can he make the move? There's contact, and he's off the track. Yuki has spun round, so there was no space left on the exit there, and Yuki Bear's fallen down into P11 now. So now Yuki Bear's gotten unlucky from one of the Hasses, who has had both the Hasses now having contact with different teams, Ferrari and Kick Sauber. Wow. That is not what the championship leader wants to see when his championship rival, only like 20-something points behind him, is in P6 ahead of him, outscoring him. Not by much, but it's by enough for him to get close into the final double points round. Let's get tyres. So we got Magic on the hards, Carl on the softs right behind him. So actually, I thought Carl started on the softs and would go hards, but no, he's going soft. So will he go soft hard, or soft medium maybe? Having that default strategy, it seems. But he's got DRS on Magic Shot now, who probably won't fight it as much, as he doesn't have DRS or battery or the tyres realistically, but everyone behind them all on like the new hard tyres, so they'll go to the end now. Carl Finney is your new race leader, but he'll have to pit one more time. These tyres won't go to the end. And Maxi on a 1-lap old softs. So Maxi's joined back again. You see a lot of position changes here. Maxi's joined back, but it won't matter because... Yep, I'm pretty sure Carl will have to pit again. Because he's on new softs and it's only lap 15. Did pit around lap 9, so... I think he'll have to pit again. Dante. Unlucky there for Carl. Magic, though, if he can hold on to DRS, he could get pulled here, but Carl is trying to break, it seems, burning some battery. So now Solve for My Chips has lost DRS to the pack ahead, so this is not good for Yuki Bear. Maybe some team orders. Oh, but is that Shifty Whizzer off the track? No, it's his teammate Limitless Draco. So what happened there is they have a little swap around. So maybe some team orders or something, because he was just completely off the track. I didn't see what happened there, but there's still 3 seconds now to the Red Bull of Magic. As I was saying, Yuki Bear Solve for My Chips 1.5 now. He's pulling to the side. Is he going defensive? So he's just letting Yuki Bear by because Yuki Bear has damage from that. Ah, that is unlucky. That is not what Yuki would have wanted. So he's got end plate damage. And now Solve for My Chips to let him by on purpose just to get the DRS. So don't know what happened there, but he can't even get back ahead of Yuki Bear. So wow. As now Magic's a second behind the leader. Carl on the soft tyres. He'll have to pit again. As I was saying before. Looks like Oz has actually lost some ground. So is he still on the hard tyres? So Oz is on 15 lap old hard tyres. That is why. Yeah. So he'll still have to pit again. But we see the back few swapping around here towards turn 4. Bolt's going back down to last and no DRS, and Maxi in P16. So if he can catch up on the soft tyres, he'll be able to get maybe 1 point. But he's in the same boat as Bolt Saru here, so he'll have someone to work with, and it'll be a guaranteed point if he can beat him. Squash Josh on the mediums. Carl has pulled 2.1 seconds now. That DRS is major through here, so wow. But we'll have a look at this pack here, because it might be a decent overtake about to happen. Onto the main DRS straight now to start lap 17. 2 Mercedes P3 and P4 right now, chasing down Magic Shot on an alternate strategy. Just all DRS training themselves as we see Limitless Draco pulling to the side, getting ahead of Whiff. They're going side by side. Is Coda and Shifty Whizzer, will there be contact? This time again, he gets on the curb. Maybe I saw an end plate flying. I don't know. Saw something there, but there's more helping of the DRS. Shifty Whizzer looking to get ahead. But they're side by side ahead with Oz and Limitless Draco. There's contact to the apex. They have slight contact and he's lost a little bit of time there. To Magic Shot now that they need to chase down and get ahead. I think on the alternate strategy. Don't they want to take as much time as down the inside goes Whiff. Sorry, Oz on Shifty Whizzer. Shifty being able to defend that greatly. The Haas is going side by side. Will we see another? No, we will not see an Alonso overtake in turn 10. But as I was saying before, they really need to overtake Magic because he's on alternate strategy. He'll be on the faster tyres in about 3 to 2 laps time. And he'll be chasing them down. So they want to get ahead and as far ahead as possible, hopefully, to try and stop that alternate strategy from working. But Limitless Draco, the Aston Martin driver on the podium right now, leading this little group. See what else happens as we head on to the DRS straight. Carl Faniza now pits again. So it's now a provisional lead for Magic. Carl, yeah, had to pit. Unlucky race to him, going onto the softs maybe. Just trying that 2-stop, see what happens. He'll drop down behind Yuki Bear, I'd say, as we see the Haas of Camillo side by side with his teammate. Who's now, Oofenhoof has had contact, he's gone ghosted. Oh, that's definitely a warning there, I think. But will we see another move ahead up here? No, we will not. Haas is running strong here, P6, P7 right now. Yuki Bear getting ahead of Solve for My Chips, who just gets a penalty as well. Now, they both have end plate damage, so Yuki Bear may be the faster of the damaged pair. They both have opposite end plate damage, so in the left-hander, Yuki Bear is going to be struggling massively like this corner right here, where Salt will be a bit stronger. Yuki Bear won't have to worry though because he does have a penalty. Unlucky there for Salt for my chips. Camillo gets ahead of Oz, making a move into turn 11 or 12. I think that is 11, heading 12 and 13 now. Limitless Draco is the leader who's caught to DRS to Magic now, who won't be able to defend much, but he might cause carnage depending on what his tyres are acting like. As we see Coda trying to get ahead of Oz as well. He does do that, so now the Haas is running P5, P6. We'll head up to the front now as Camillo has dropped down 1.2 seconds. Limitless gets as Magic pulls into the pits now. He's going to pit for the soft tyres, I'd say. There's a safety car, so that massively helps out Magic. Lucky safety car for him, as there's contact at the back here. Formula Fish is now going to pit. Everyone has to pit for softs, I'd say now, just to go to the end. Or track position might be key here for the top. So Magic benefiting massively out of that. He's only going to fall down to P8 now. What a safety car for Magic Shot, who just pit as it comes in. But the Aston Martins are running P2 and P3 from that, with P4 and P5 filling up the Haas spots. Yuki Bear pits, will fix his wing, I'd say, and put on soft tyres. Maxi going up a few positions now, who's not going to pit. Shifty getting ahead, and Limitless. So it's an Aston Martin 1-2 currently, as no Whiff gets back ahead of them. So we'll have a look at the tyres, though, to see who everyone goes to. So these guys staying out so far. Carl. Oz gets a drive-through penalty for speeding under the safety car. That is not what he wanted. But the old hard tyres here for the top 6. Carl on 1 lap medium. So Magic, brand spanking new softs. He benefits massively. He started in last place. He is now up into P8 now from doing the alternate strategy, maybe the better of the two. Then behind him, he has brand new hard tyres for Self My Chips. Oz on the mediums, Yuki on brand new hard tyres. So going for the harder compound, it seems, and the harder strategy. Formula Fish goes to brand new softs. Bolt on the on the 1 lap old hards now, and looks like will the top 6 pit for new softs? Yes, Aston's going to double stack, but it doesn't look like the Haas want to double stack. So then Squash Josh, Maxi, and Poms on brand new softs and mediums. So we're going to see a wing change for anyone. Oof and oof, not fixing his wins. So where will this put Carl? Will he go down straight back to P1? He's going to go P2 now because Camillo stayed out and did not want the 2 double stack. So he's now behind the safety car on old hard tyres. Will we see him pit again? Magic benefiting even more now that he's undercutted more people under the safety car. Didn't have the pace, but he's got the strategy calls correct today. Unlucky for Yuki Bear still, who started P3 and is now in P10. Not where he wants to be after having massive contact in turn 1 there with one of the Hasses and losing his end plate. He's had to pit for new tyres and a new wing. So Salt for My Chips is now going to pit. Is he going to go for new mediums, that seems? Going to get overtaken by Poms. I think he will. It's going to be very, very tight there, though. Only like 9 laps to go in this Grand Prix after this one. Heating up here, down in Bahrain once again. Tier 3 at a late safety car, exactly like this. So we'll see what can happen here. As everyone had to pit onto the softs, and ultimately I came out on top, but we'll see. Will Magic Shot be able to come out on top against Carl on objectively worse tyres? And Camillo. As Goffy has commented, his driver doing amazing. Who started in last place. He made the right strategy call. I can take some credit for that. I gave him the strategy and the setup, technically. So I'll take credit for that, Goffy. For your driver being in P3. Just behind Carl there on those mediums. I think Magic will be able to beat him. Mediums aren't really a good tyre here. Softs will definitely be warmer as well. And Camillo is going to get swallowed up here, I reckon. I think Maybe Goffey had to get that orchestrated, maybe, huh? You had to get that safety car strat to work, so you had to make sure there's safety. But we'll see what he can do, Goffey. Not a bad driver. He's in the right position now. Poms pits again for new softs. Everybody is weaving, trying to get heat into those tyres. Safety car might still be in this lap anyway, because I don't know if it'll just wait for Poms. Sometimes it doesn't, sometimes it does. Think the safety car's going to wait for Poms. We might get a late safety car call here, depending on what happens with Poms. Oh, it's going to be tight here, but I think we'll see it. Oh, is he caught up enough? Just needs to get in before the line, I reckon. Safety car in this lap, so it's a late call once again, and a Haas leading again. Now, last time there was a late safety car in Bahrain in Tier 3, a Haas was leading. And a Ferrari won. Now, I know it's a bit far-fetched, but we'll see what happens. So he's now going to gun it off the line. Will Magic be able to react? He's gotten ahead of Carl Finese already on the medium tyres. He's now going to try and go down the inside of Camillo here. He's going to make the lunge down the inside. He's gotten to the apex. A slight contact there. But he's going around the outside on those hard tyres. So he's actually gotten better traction. But Camillo be able to fight back now. Another corner. He's been forced to the outside. Can he go around the outside? He's going to send it here. Side by side with Camillo, and Magic Shot is going to be your new race leader, getting this strap to perfection now. So, and there's a spin at the back, and that's Yuki Bear. Yuki Bear, the championship leader, spun down at a P16. So I did miss that. But now Carl gets ahead of Camillo. They're side by side here. Magic's able to run away. He's almost broken a second here. He's almost broken the DRS. And he needs to do that. He's on those soft tyres. He needs to run away. But there's, look at Carl drifting through turn 10. He's 1.1 out of Magic Shot. Shifty as getting ahead of Camillo. Now they're side by side. The two Hasses, Coda and Camillo, side by side. On the outside is Whiff. On one of the Hasses, there's massive major contact. His end plate is gone, but he's trying to get a switch back. No, it's going to be Limitless Drake on the inside. They're going to be 3 wide for a moment there. He's going to try to go around the outside. He's going to send it. They're still going to be side by side. Camillo and Draco. It's going to be Oof who's going to be benefiting it. He's going to off the track, trying to weave, trying to find a space. He's getting forced off the track. He's going to go trying down the inside. No, it's going to be Whiff on the inside of Oof and Hoof there. He's going to lock up massively. There's going to be slight contact, but he's still going to get ahead. Is he going to get the exit? He can. He's going to get a massive exit, but it's going to be 3 wide down the straight now. Wow, Whiff getting ahead. Oof and Hoof getting ahead of Camillo, and now Formula Fish behind. Sorry, no, that's Salt for My Chips trying to get in the action here, but Camillo sends it around the outside once again. So he's going to get DRS on Salt for My Chips now. Wow. A lot happened there. Shifty Whizzer on the back of Magic Shot now, but doesn't have DRS, so he just caught up then. We'll see them go side by side. Camillo, though, he was P1. He is on those old hard tyres. Ultimately, he stayed up for track position, but it didn't pay off, it seems. As we see, oh, Oof trying to go down the inside. Coda getting ahead of Limitless Draco. Is it going to be see a Fernando Alonso overtake here on Carl Finese? No, we won't, but he's going to get DRS. As we've seen M-Plate flying, side by side is Shifty and Magic. Shifty getting ahead. And the inside. Oh my god, I'm dying. Ah, sorry. Jesus Christ, a lot is happening. Coda now, P4. Just behind Carl. Magic, can he keep the DRS though? Shifty is a quick, very quick driver, but they're both on the soft tyres. And he's going to get massive DRS helping on the straight now. Golfy's driver working wonders here, on for the win. So he needs to get ahead, I reckon, in my opinion, because he doesn't seem to have the pace through the corners. But can he make the dive bomb? He's going to go to force to the outside. He can't make the dive bomb, but Carl Feniz is going to go down the inside of both of them and make a double overtake. But Magic's going to get a switch back onto them. It's going to be 3 wide into turn 2. And Magic is now going to be side by side with one of the Hasses. He's going to try and make it 3 wide again with Carl Feniza. And it's going to be 3 wide down to turn 4. Formula Fish is retired from the session. And that's another safety. Wow. Oh. So Magic falling down to P5 after a lot happening there, but Formula Fish off his other driver, causing the safety car there. We'll see what happens. It's a full course caution, so... Oh, wow. Ugh. Will that mean we all pit for new softs? Or even the mediums pit for new softs and try and go again, or... What are we thinking here, guys? If you were Shifty, would you stay out for track position, or would you pit? Personally, being lap 24, I think I'd stay out. Only 4 lap old softs, remember, and you're leading against a medium tyre, so... And he needs to win this for the championship, against Yuki Bear. Dante says he wouldn't be pitting. Personally, I agree. I wouldn't be pitting. Track position is very key here in the late stages, as we see a lot of people just fighting ruthlessly there. Yep, but we do see Camillo pitting. I mean, realistically, he had to. Bolts follows him in, but yeah, not enough laps to get to the front. So you are right about that. Safety car will help your tires as well. You won't be wearing them out as much by racing. So. But out of the top 5, Carl Feniz with the worst tyres, the oldest tyres, and Magic Shot just behind him, so... Wow. Magic was P1, but he's in the fight still. On for a podium at least, maybe even for the win, depending on how close it is. So safety car either in this lap or next lap, I'd say. It'll be around lap 25, I think. Shaw's Gamer saying there's enough laps to recover positions now. Yeah, I agree. I mean, yeah, there's been a lot of carnage here in that last restart, so it'll be really interesting for those who pit. And I mean, realistically, for Camillo, he had to pit. Is his only option to maybe get out of Yuki or Maxi, because he was just not in a great position. He had like 15 lap old hard tires, so yeah, he was in one of those positions where it's like stay out, guaranteed points, or go in, guaranteed points still, and have a chance of getting a high position here. But yeah, really hard call and decisions to make, though, for such a quick safety car again, and a late one. So I'd say the safety car's going to be in this lap. I think it'll be lap 26 or 27 we go racing. But Salt for my chips, the only one here with a penalty. We will see. That's not it. Penalty. He's at a 3-second. I'm guessing for the extra track limits. That's all. Does anyone in the chat have any predictions here for what's going to happen on this safety car restart? Who will come out on top, do we reckon? Shifty Wizard, probably the one looking for the win the most here. Everyone's going to be fighting for it, but Shifty needs it for the championship. If he wants a chance at taking the lead or getting close here, this is the only way to do it. So coming into the last round, it's going to be close between him and Yuki Bear. Even if he gets at least a top 5, so... I mean, it's almost to do the calculations on the points gap and points gained here, then you can. Oh, wow. So I think safety car will be in this lap. It'll tell us around now. Yep, safety car in this lap. So Shifty is now going to back up the pack a little more and get ready to make the send towards turn 1. Here you go. Safety car is about to pull into the pits here in a second. Yep, the safety car has now entered the pits, so when is he going to go for the gun? Coda seems to try and dive down the inside there for a second, but he's got a gun for it now. He's going to stick it in hot lap and burn the battery. Everyone is here going to be 3 wide behind between Yuki Bear and Maxi Boy. Who's going to come out on top? Here, we'll see what happens ahead. They're 3 wide ahead. Magic shot. But he's going to go for the dive bomb. Is that Carl on Limitless Draco? No, Limitless Draco on Carl, so he's going to get ahead now. Shifty still leads us, though. Carl for Nisa, and he's going to pull out. Nope, Magic's going to pull out. Behind, he's going to make the send. No, he can't make it, but look at that switchback from Carl. Can he make the send for it? No. So everyone a little bit more calm on this safety car restart. Maybe having a little bit warmer tyres, it seems. Oh, Magic's just trying to go down the inside on Carl there. There wasn't contact. Oof is now side by side with Salt for my chips, as well as behind him. Squash Josh got a 3-second. Both of the kick Saubers now. So Oof has gotten ahead into turn 10. He's got M plate damage though. But wow, and then we see Maxi now fighting behind. He's gonna get ahead. So can he go for a lunge here? No, he's just gonna sit behind for now. Magic shot in a really good position here still. Very nice. He hasn't got damage either, and he's on soft tyres. Is that Whiff maybe looking for a move on the inside there? Just wait, though, because Carnage is going to come as Desperation sets in the next few laps. It's now lap 28 of 29. DRS has been enabled. It'll be 2 laps of DRS. But it looks like Magic hasn't got the battery. And Whiff is going to go down the inside to try and make it 3 wide. No, because Magic is going to go down the inside on Carl Finisa to take P4. There's slight contact on the apex, but look at that DRS now. Magic's got DRS while he's squirming on that apex curb. But they both have DRS. Can Magic make a lunge maybe now? No, he can't. But they've lost DRS from the top 3 now. So the top 3 now starting to run away with it. Aston Martin guaranteed on the podium at this rate now because there's no DRS from Carl behind. Sold for my chips side by side now with someone. Nope, he's gotten passed by Oofenhoof still. Camillo's now going down the inside, and so is... Oh, Camillo's going down the inside as well of the Alpine. There's slight contact on the apex though, but Oofenhoof did get ahead of Poms on that time. So Carl now doesn't have DRS, but they're side by side. Magic trying to go down the inside here. Oh, but he's going to get the switchback. Is it going to be Whiff with the switchback? Yes, it is. Magic is going to be fighting very, very hard here. He's got the inside line. He's got the better line. They're going to be side by side. He's going to go off the track. Magic's going to be on the inside there, and he's going to get cleanly ahead. Look at that running out of the final corner. Oof now is going side by side with someone, is he? Trying to go down the inside is Poms into the final corner on Oofenhoof. As is Shifty 1.6 in the lead now. It's Aston Martin 1-2. Limitless Draco, the reserve, looking worthwhile here. But look at that DRS coming onto the final lap. Now off the race, Limitless goes down to P3. Magic shot, looking for a move, can't make a move. Gone defensive is Whiff. There's more moves happening behind us. There's a kick Sauber, 2 of Yuki Bear and Oofenhoof having contact with his teammate now. So they've lost some DRS. Yuki Bear ultimately in the championship. He's going to try and get ahead of his teammate now. So they're going to go side by side down here into turn 4. Nope, he's just going to stay defensive against Bolsaru. So unlucky for Yuki Bear getting turn 1 contact there with his teammate. He's in the championship, so yeah, but Shifty Wizard has won this race so far. So Shifty is going to take the championship lead, Goffy says. That is big for Shifty Wizard. He didn't get pole position, but he certainly has gotten the pace of this race to get P1. 2 seconds in the lead now. Coda fighting with Limitless Draco, trying to make it an Aston Martin 1-2. Can he go down the inside? There's only really one more spot now. It is the back straight coming up. As we see, there's 2 seconds from Camilo to Magic now. So Magic guaranteed. Oh, but he squirmed on that inside curb. Magic guaranteed pretty much P6 there for the Red Bull team. But look at him. He's now squirming. Is it going to be a 1-2 or a 1-3? Coda, 6% battery. It's going to be close up to the line now. He needs to get this exit. Kenny, he's squirm. He's getting contact there because Carl has dived down the inside. So it's going to be side by side for them. He's not going to get P2. Coda's going to get P2. And Limitless has to settle for P3. Wow. So Shifty is going to win the race after that and will take the championship lead. What a race now, as we just wait for Salt for my chips, who did get spun on that restart there on the final lap. He's also got a penalty, so he's going to come last. He's got entirely no front wing, so unlucky for him, but someone's going to be there, it seems. Yes, it does. It's going to be spicy, yeah. Already, both the Ferrari drivers blowing up in the team chat. That's going to be interesting for Left 4 Dead to try and handle, but a great win there for the Aston Martin driver. Dante should be happy with that. He's the Aston Martin TP. Wow. He needed that for the championship as well. But as we see here, it's Shifty Wizard with the win. Great win from him. He didn't start P1. He started P8, but he did still win the race. Coda finishes P2. Limitless Draco making it a double podium for the Alpine team. Carl gets P4, Whiff gets P5, Magic, great from last place into P6, 10 positions there for Goffy. Camilo P7, Poms P8, Oof P9, Yuki Bear P10, Bolts P11, Oz P12, Maxi Boy P13, unlucky there with his internet kind of just getting him gone midway through the race, Squash Josh P14, Solve for my Chips P15, and Formula Fish, unlucky DNF.